Hey fellas, it's been a while. So I'm sick. I've got a bad throat right now, a sore throat, and a stuffy nose. It's not the worst I've ever had for sure, but it's no fun. Yet I appreciate it's a sign that my immune system is working as it should. Usually when I have sore throats, I like to not speak if I don't have to, just to let it rest so I don't exacerbate any undue irritation or inflammation in the throat. Still, it's not as bad as it was even before when I wrote this, and it's not the worst I've had, so it's fine. And either way, I'm here because I put out a schedule of my own accord to all of you, which I have not kept up with. And to the few of you who are graciously here, I owe it to y'all to explain what's been up. So, heart to heart, here's what's up. For a year now, my laptop that I used to draw all my digital artworks and make the bulk of my vids has had a problem. The screen is broken. Basically every IT and computer technician I've spoken to says it's not even worth fixing at this point. It's just better to get a new laptop. Being a broke student though, that hasn't really been a viable option for where I'm personally at. But that also meant that not long after I uploaded my emergence video, or what I meant to be my real I'm getting serious with this channel vid, I was out of the game because of tech issues. That was until a couple months or so later when I came across Frog Pollen's channel, a Christian animatic YouTuber who at the time was recording shorts and drawing on the Notes app of her phone. That aroused me from my dejection and made me think to myself, if she can do all that, why can't I? So I did. I started making some sketches on my phone using the program I had used on my PC, a free drawing program called Medibang, and I restarted doing stuff on here, uploaded my future plans vid on the 29th of June last year. I also took some time to prep myself for the stuff I wanted to make, and went on to upload 2 more vids that year. My first ever successfully completed drawing challenge, that being Inktober, and my first actual story animatic, that being the time I was robbed at a Starbucks. I then took a break in December so I could hit the ground running come the new year, and to be fair, I did hit the ground running. I basically hit all my goals for the first 30 days of my 365-day art challenge, and I finished and uploaded all 4 vids and shorts I had planned for the month. In terms of vid uploads, January was really supposed to be the heftiest month of the year, and I got through it in a way I was well satisfied with. The rest of my uploads being more spaced out, I believe that as long as I was consistent to work on the things I had outlined for myself, keeping up and improving would be a cinch. Perhaps that's how they should have been at least. I did have ideas for the 2 vids I wanted to upload. One quick and easy one for February where I would make a tier list on Bojo moments, like Boris Johnson. I know, it's random, but I had the idea. It was a funny one that I felt I just had to make. And the upload for March would be a collab, which that one in particular hasn't officially begun, but it's still kind of being worked out, so I won't say much about it yet. Needless to say, if you scroll through my channel, I'm sure you can tell none of my vids are either of those ideas. In fact, the February vid I uploaded was a shower thought experiment that I yapped about for like 3 minutes, and I haven't uploaded since then. How come? Okay, for the Bojo vid, I stepped back from doing that because I wasn't sure if it was worth making a vid on that. So I got disinterested, but now I'm kind of reinterested in doing it. I also mentioned how I had been using a PC at first for drawing and vid editing. Although I switched gears and have become better at digital art using a phone and my finger than I was on my PC, I still relied on my PC for vid editing. What do I mean? Well, since September, I had been using an old monitor from my old uni, which they had to spare, and they gave it to me to keep for free, knowing it was around the end of its life anyways. So I did actually get used to using vid editing software on my phone with CapCut, but then either around the end of December or the beginning of January, CapCut Mobile started doing stuff like cutting the amount of features you can use in the free version. At some point, not even letting me upload simple 5-second edits, unless if I had CapCut Pro. And it switches between allowing free users to use pro features as long as they watch ads, and not allowing them to do anything at all. So I started experimenting with vid editors which could work with my PC, and lo and behold, the best fit for me was CapCut PC, which actually worked really well. And without the constant switch-ups between what free and pro users are allowed to do, it was great. So my art is a scam and 365-day art challenge part 1 vids were fully made and uploaded via PC. On the 20th of February, however, after running some errands, I came home to my monitor's screen not turning on. Yay, it breathed its last. Giving CapCut another chance on mobile, I decided to quickly make a vid out of my shower thoughts, and that's Schrodinger's Christ vid, the one before this one, and had it go public 3 days after my monitor went dark. It worked, so I really have no excuses as to why I couldn't pull together other pieces of content. It's just that I got to me. If last year's hiatus was from tech getting to me, this time it was because of my own doubts. The first part of the 365-day art challenge was something I could live with. I could look at myself in the mirror and be satisfied with what was put out there, even though they weren't like necessarily expert works of art, but I was like, yo, this is something. It counts. After day 30, things were different. Like, for part 2, week 1 of part 2 was like meh at best. Most of them were cop-outs or drawings I began literally around the 11th hour, really with the exception of 2 drawings where I put a lot more thought into the process. Week 2 was generally a whole lot better, and dang, now that I'm looking at this, I guess I did tend to improve. I guess out of 52 drawings, I felt like 14 were absolute cop-outs. Or not necessarily even absolute cop-outs, but I could like really redo them. Others were meh, that I felt did not live up to my expectations, and there were a number of them which I really loved. Yet, although the last few didn't exactly feel like cop-outs, they also weren't exactly anything close to what I imagined or hoped. And for some reason, especially after getting to see, interact, and be inspired by other artists, that just really ate away at me. The thoughts I had were basically like, really? I made bangers before. Is this the best I can do here? Somehow, after like 70 or 80-ish days, I didn't like my drawings anymore. I got to the point where I didn't want to underperform or something like that, so I just took a step back from doing anything at all. That, and recently I got shellacked in a couple of exams, and in a moment of exhaustion, when I was going through my phone to clear stuff away, I deleted Medibang, my digital art app, off my phone, with no way to recover some of the artworks I had worked on for weeks, if not months, but had no secondary backups for. Don't get me wrong, this isn't a pity party, nor do I want it to be. This is only an explanation so y'all know why I haven't been around, and writing and saying all this just makes me realize how ridiculous this is, how dumb despondency really is. Like, it's not like I've ever been good right off the bat at anything I'm decent at right now, and everything anyone knows has to have been learned. I began this challenge to grow, and I have grown and drawn things I would have shied away from, and I've made connections with others either I told myself or others have told me will not happen or will never work out. One reason why the collab I mentioned before hasn't happened yet is because there's a voice, particularly my voice in the back of my own mind, which keeps saying it won't work. But okay, even if it doesn't, so what? So what? Just keep moving on. Keep moving. That's why I began this whole thing. The challenge, and even the channel, so I could keep moving, keep pushing myself, incinerate fears, and inspire others that even a bumbling baby bird can become an unrivaled eagle, soaring to heights that other birds cannot compare to. Should, by the grace and goodness of God, along with the persevering effort, something crazy and prosperous, comes out of all this, I want the kid who wants to fly high but feels that their wings aren't cut out for flight to hear this. I know that we all have those thoughts, we've all faced those doubts. So go ahead, make the most of your talents, and do so in the fullest of love. Love ain't always gonna be fuzzy feelings all the time, but it is showing up even when every rational thing may indicate that this is not worth it. When you feel like there's no way what you've got can take you all the way. So show up, do your best, keep consistent, even if no one or barely anyone acknowledges it. Half of the time, most of the time, maybe all the time. Just show up, do your best, keep consistent, fall in love, fall deeper and deeper, and you'll never know what sublime stuff can come out of the simplest things. As long as it's a noble thing, I think it's worth the effort. That's what I aim to do. But that's not enough. That's what I promised to myself I will do. So let us all. Thank y'all for watching this ineloquent spiel of mine. After struggling with the drawings for the 365-day art challenge, I also had an increasingly hard time making drawings for vids, including this one that I was even remotely satisfied with. But I had to keep pushing, and in the spirit of pushing myself and putting myself out there, now there's gonna be a short vid uploading 24 hours from now. The Bojo list will drop a week from then, and days 31 to 100, at least that part of like the 365-day art challenge, should be out a week after that. From there, I shall see what can be and will be done. How they'll be received, I don't know. They could do well, they could flop, they could be loved, they could be hated. But let me try anyways. Thanks for sticking by. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, I switched my profile icon from the old me thinking pose to the first-ish one I had. The one of Chibi me smiling and waving, just because I like it. It's a vibe better for the context of this channel. A chill, welcoming place with childlike energy, aspirations, and joy. And may this small community of ours be so. Thanks, and bye.